politics. I'm at a senior level. How do I deal with office politics? Now, office politics exist at every level. However, today I'm sharing how at senior levels you can deal with it. Greetings, everyone. Let me ask you this. In fact, many experienced professionals think about it silently. Why do some highly competent people lose influence at senior levels, while others with average capability seem to navigate the system effortlessly? Navigate the system effortlessly. And the uncomfortable answer many people give is office politics. Now, the moment people hear about office politics, they usually react in one of the two ways. I hate politics. I just want to focus on my work. But here's the reality: the higher you grow in leadership, the more important relationships, influence, grit, alignment, and perception become. And ignoring that reality completely can become a career limitation. Now, let me clarify something important before we go deeper. Office politics does not always mean manipulation. At senior levels, what many people call politics is often competing priorities, different agendas, stakeholder management, visibility of influence, and decision alignment. And if you don't understand how these dynamics work, you may remain capable but professionally sidelined. And by the way, today is episode 46 of my 365 live sessions journey on career growth strategies. Every single day, we are discussing practical workplace realities professionals like you face as you grow in your careers. So, today, let's talk about how to handle office politics without losing your authenticity. Point number one: stop thinking good work alone is enough. This is one of the biggest misconceptions professionals carry. At junior levels, execution gets rewarded quickly. At senior levels, alignment, influence, grit, communication, and strategic trust matter equally. Because leadership is not only about doing work, it's about moving the people towards achieving certain goals and priorities, prioritizing important work, being hands on, and driving critical decisions. Point number two: learn the difference between drama and strategy. Some people get emotionally pulled into workplace tensions. That drains credibility. Strong professionals learn to observe certain patterns or get the pulse calmly. They ask, what matters to leadership here? What business priority is driving this decision? Whose influence impacts this outcome? That awareness changes how you respond. Point number three: use this leadership presence formula. Here's something practical you can start using immediately in senior level interactions and meetings. Before entering key discussions, prepare one strategic contribution. Bring one idea that improves direction, efficiency, stakeholder alignment, customer impact, or business growth, not just operational reporting. Strategic thinking. One insight: share an observation others may not be discussing openly. For example, a hidden risk, our team dynamic, our business implication, our long term impact. Insights increase executive credibility. Ask one important question, a thoughtful question, a meaningful question that elevates the quality of the discussion. Not reactive questions, strategic questions. Because senior leadership is often shaped by the quality of thinking, not the volume of speaking. Now, here's what I have seen repeatedly, and let me share that with you. Many professionals avoid office politics so much that they also avoid visibility, relationship building, influence. And then later, they wonder, why am I not being considered? Why are others moving ahead of me? The issue is not always capability. Sometimes it's the voice presence, it's the strategic presence. Point number four, protect your reputation while building the influence. You do not need to become manipulative. You do not need to gossip. You do not need to play games. But what you do need is to understand stakeholder expectations, to build professional relationships, to communicate strategically, to stay emotionally composed under pressure. Friends, reputation is an asset, not a byproduct. Senior leaders understand capital, financial capital, human capital, operational capital. Few think about reputation as capital. So, what is reputation capital? Reputation capital is, listen in here carefully, reputation capital is how quickly your name creates trust, how confidently others refer you, how clearly your value is understood, how strongly your presence signals authority. Performance builds internal reputation, and positioning builds external reputation. That's mature leadership behavior. So here's the shift I want to leave you with today. Stop seeing office politics as a dirty game. Start seeing it as the ability to navigate human dynamics with professionalism and strategic maturity. That perspective changes everything. If this conversation resonates with you, comment strategic below because career growth at senior levels require more than hard work. It requires awareness, self-awareness, awareness of the surrounding, positioning, and influence. And before we end this live session, please remember to just block 10 minutes of your time for your own career growth. Most professionals spend years improving technical capabilities, but very little time learning how to influence and understand the group dynamics, how group dynamics really work, actually work. That awareness matters. And join me again tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. IST for another live session where we will break down another important career growth challenge professionals like you are facing every day. One conversation daily, one professional shift at a time. Till then, don't fear workplace dynamics. Learn to navigate with clarity and maturity. See you tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. IST. Thank you.